Hello. Today I'm going to speak about something that every one of you out there in this world must hear, because this thing will affect in your life in the past and in the future. In the past, you did not know a lot of things you've done that was not your choose to do it correctly, but most of the time you do it wrongly. So you see that you went to the wrong direction and you create bad mess in your life. So you have to go back and start it, do the right thing. A lot of time you don't get the chance to go back to do it right. And from time to time, you do get the chance to go back and make correction to do it right. And it's not even same exactly what you want. Or sometimes it's similar to what you want. So in another word, that the Almighty Creator, the Master, who is the Master of the universe, who's my divine Father. The reason I call Him my divine Father, because He created me. He created me from Himself. In another word, that Himself, the Almighty supernatural power, Himself, that was the substance, created my soul. That make me divine, or fully God and fully human. Now, the Messiah is a fully God and come at Jesus as fully man. That's why Jesus, the Messiah, is a fully God and fully man. So my is a fully God and fully man, a fully human. I'm not male. So it revealed on Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27, which there are only two souls, one male and one female, that fully divine and fully human, that all human soul created in the image of these two female and male soul image of God. That's how what the scripture revealed. You people don't understand it, so now I'm explaining to you. And I can tell you that my life's not easy. My brother, Messiah came at Jesus, was killed. But on my turn, they cannot kill me. No one can kill me. No. So that's why they turned to my predestined spot. But that was another story. Another fact of story, I will explain it later on. Today I'm explaining to you different thing. You might don't understand why January 6, 2021 attack the Capitol in Washington. But I know exactly what happened. Let me share with you. The businessman, Donald J. Trump, appointed for the White House 2 terms. 2 terms. Yes, he won the first term. During the first term, through the, I own a consignment, through a TSA chief in JF Kennedy, New York airport, that introduced me, and his name is Mike Scott. So Mike Scott do all the communication with Secretary Pompeo and Donald Trump in the White House and his staff. So Donald Trump gave me a meeting on April the 6th, 2020. It was during close to the Easter. And Donald Trump asked me to get the release from security company and show it to him before he meet with me and my team, because in that consignment contained $400 million. It quoted U.S. currency that I inherited from an Azerbaijan citizen. His name is Michael Zimzani. Now, I inherit his whole estate, not only the consignment. He's rich. He's really rich for God. So after I pay all the security costs and free, and because of the U.S. government CIA operative repeatedly stole my money, and get caught. I don't have any money, so I have to borrow money to pay all the security card. And Mike Scott and the priest from the Australia, he's a Catholic order priest, and all the people to help me with that. Let's pay quite a lot of money. So after I pay, I got the release certificate given to Donald Trump. So Donald Trump know exactly where is my consignment. So Stephen Mnuchin is the criminal one. So somehow Stephen Mnuchin get Donald Trump tells Mike Scott he want to postpone appointment for 2 weeks, from April 6th to another 2 weeks. I say, with God, when you say things and you do it. He asked me to get the release certificate. I did it, and he did. He broke his promise. No, I'm not gonna do it. So Donald Trump involved with Stephen Mnuchin and the bunch of Ghana criminal governor, only Addison. They dropped my consignment on the way from security company to the airport to transfer to me in San Diego. But I found it because inside the consignment had a GPS that the Melbourne Airport Chief Police put on. I didn't even know it until my consignment was stolen. And the Chief Police say, "Man, there is a GPS on there. You can find it. No one can steal it." And she gave me the code. At that time, I was so mad. I say, "Father, I don't want Donald Trump re-elect second term." I flat out tell my father that. And from that time, I saw the devil got in to Donald Trump, do a lie, say a lot of wrong thing. I say, and on the November 1st, on my tweets, I tweeted to Donald Trump and Joseph Biden and Kamala Harris. I told Donald Trump exactly what I just said. And I say, you will not win the election on November 3rd, which is 2 days after the day that I tweeted to him. Because the Almighty had appointed Joseph Biden and Kamala Harris in the White House. That first, Kamala Harris to become the first woman of the United States president. Now I'm saying president here, president by man, okay, not before God. Because my father always say that the United States does not have a president. I'm very careful on everything I say. That's why Joseph Biden win the election. And the devil got in. There is this January 6th and all thing. That's why the devil gave it to Trump. He did not lose the election Because the devil is still based on that Trump was appointed for 2 terms. You see how the power level working? The devil refused to understand because Donald Trump did wrong thing that along with Stephen Mnuchin and the Almighty withdraw the appointed 2nd time. That was Donald Trump. Now Congress, you hear what I say, okay? This recent time, this is CNN and Christiane Amanpour. CNN is a really good company of news. The Almighty have blessed them, expand to globally. And Christiane Amanpour is a very good journalist. She's a good lady too. But when God uses someone, do something, He messed you up. I say the same thing to U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. You know, when God wants you to do something, He messes you up, everything you've done in the past, to do His way. That's how He does. He did it to Christiane Amanpour. So I will share this. But remember, Christiane Amanpour, a very, very good and honest woman and a journalist. Okay? So don't, even after you listen to this and you say, oh, she's a bad journalist, don't you dare. Okay? So from the beginning, when she presents, she's the one that found me. She followed my video and she contacted me. She asked me, am I ready to talk? I said, yes, I'm ready to talk. So we back and forth a few email, and she said, yeah, she asking for exclusive interview, and the CNN will compensate you big time. And I said, big time? What does a big time mean? Because I don't use those kind of words, so I'm not even understand what she say. I just know there's a lot of money, that's all. And then later on, she come back with the amount, approximately from this amount to this amount, I cannot tell you here. And I say, yeah, then I accept that. I don't have money now because the U.S. Treasury Department still have hostage to my money. So anyway, so everything done smoothly to the time that the CNN start compensate me. It's go through a bank it called Ameris Bancorp, AMERIS BANCORP. The bank lady, her name is Nicole Stokes. She asked me that to fill out the form, direct deposit, and send in $500 for deposit. And I told her, I don't want to open an account with your bank. I want to transfer to my account with Chase Bank. I like Chase. I'm not advertising for Chase here, but I like Chase. I like the people who work there in Mia Mesa brand. So, but Christiane come out and pay that majority of the 500. And she asked me, can I pay 100 something? I say, okay, when my father ordered me not to pay this 500, I suppose not to. But since I am in the physical body, I have a little space that I can modify. So I can give you, I think I give her $115 for she to pay the total 500. And by the time it paid, and the lady Nicole Stokes come back and say, oh, it didn't go through because the 500 deposit after the deadline. Now the system need to upgrade, Okay, the bank system upgrade, the bank responsible for that. But Nicole come back to me and said, I have to pay $400 for upgrade the system because of my record. I say, no, I don't own the bank operation system. I don't pay it. The bank owns that system. And the bank employee operate that system. I don't even touch it. So the bank gonna pay. So I don't know what they're gonna do. But back and forth, so I have all the information come in to my room. And also confirmed by the prophet that there's imposed, the midst. The prophet said that the new house is good. She said that the Almighty told him the new house. He called, the Almighty calls in and the new house. It's a new term for me. So I hear the word imposes, and they try to kill my husband, my predestined spouse, General Austin Scott Miller, on his arrival. And this is the second time. Now, the real top commander of Afghanistan, not in America, the one that came in Washington on July the 14th, 2021, he looked like similar to General Austin Scott Miller. But that was not the real top commander of Afghanistan. Again, the another one in Kabul, it changed the flag. That one completely looked different from General Austin Scott Miller. I don't know why American people are too blind. General Miller is so angry. He said, American army soldier too blind. They cannot even tell it's not those guys, not me. They say, yeah, they're blind. That's why God say they have eyes and they're blind. They have ear and they're deaf. Did you see that? So, when come to it, I hear that to assassinate General Miller on arrival. This time is the second time. The first time I heard was in March 2020. It was come out from NATO Secretary General Jim Stoltenberg to the White House. And the White House guard get General Miller's son, which is my adopted son. I don't call stepson, but I call it adopted son. He's an Army lieutenant. His name was Austin Scott Miller, but he has a junior. Okay, so junior was in the White House on September 29, 2021, met with President Biden, that let President Biden know that his dad still overseas. His dad sent him request to deploy jet to bring General Miller back. President Biden couldn't do it because he already stole the real top commander of Afghanistan, General Austin Scott Miller, returned from deployment air transportation. So President Biden denied that and tell Junior to tell your dad to come here. He's in Sudan with my Airbus that got force landed in Nubia, Sudan desert. And my aircraft stuck in the desert for several months. You know how it's cost to own an aircraft? You talk to the people that own airplane and they tell you the cost. So the message, the leak from NATO Secretary General was they going to kidnap the top commander of Afghanistan, General Austin Scott Miller, when he arrived in Atlanta, Georgia, and kidnapped for assassinating him. It's horrifying me. I'm responsible. I'm 100% responsible with other people help in different countries to protect General Austin Scott Miller's life. Because his life had to be protected. He predestined at my spot and also portrayed at Messiah, Jesus, fully man, alive. I have another brother, also predestined. He was Army Brigadier General Donald Wood. He portrayed Messiah, Jesus, fully man, that. That's why the CIA operative orchestrated assassinate him in Afghanistan. And I think 7 or 8 or 9 American soldiers that under him who work for the United Nations Peacekeeping Investigation Department. The United States country have a lot of compassionate people, good people. There are also bad people too, but majority of Americans are good people. But the government, the federal government, I don't talk about state here, but the federal government, because of the politics, they operating based on fraud and lie. I can tell you everything federal government involved contain different level of fraud and lying. That's why Americans suffering. That's why war in Vietnam. That's why war in Japan, war in Korea, war in Iraq, war in Afghanistan, now it's a war in Ukraine. You see that? This must end. And my Divine Father, the Master of the Universe, already ordered me. While I'm on earth, I have to end this. That's why when come to I hear, tell me that impose involved in the bank, not the news people, but in the bank, will assassinate General Miller on arrival in San Diego International Airport. I am not gonna give anybody good credit, everybody bad credit. And I treat them bad until when I find out the real truth. So God the Almighty, who is the Master of the Universe, and my Divine Father, appointed Christiane, Amanpour, and CNN for 2 events, live stream, which is the government have to pay CNN and Christiane, to bring my late brother Donna from Toronto mortuary to Washington, and for funeral procession to the cemetery, Arlington National Cemetery. He appointed them. But when that thing come in, the bank people caused this. My Divine Father removed they appointed CNN and Christiane Amanpour. He terminated the appointment. He's did this doing last night. But I was able to please with him. I say, Father, would you allow CNN and Christiane to appeal your decision? And he said, yes, they can, but with the condition, they have to obey the master. Whatever he wants to do, that Christiane and CNN have to do. You see that? It's a very serious. In another word, that he not allow me to give in to the system that did the wrong thing. So now let me go back, going to your individual life. When you plan to do anything, you have to really, really careful. Now, the careful with you have to live your life correctly under creation law. So your discernment power active. That will give you understand the difference between right and wrong. So you can do it right, not the wrong. Sometimes it's a little thing. It can steer you to completely different direction, and you fail. It's more big or little small job. Or plan to marry someone. When I was teenager, my dad was in military. I had 2 marriage proposals. My sister is still alive, she knew it, from 2 different officers. The first one was an lieutenant. And I say no. My mom tell me, I say no. And the second one, later on, I hear from my mom that my dad told her not to say anything to me. That he's come home and tell me. So we just started the dinner. I was like about 15. And he tell me the second proposal. I say no. And he say, this one is captain. And he's more handsome. I say, Dad, there's no captain, there's no handsome, but he will not be home like you. So my dad in the military, he never home. My mom raised me and my sister. I said, my sister, she's in Orange County. She raised 2 of us alone. And she done some work and she's still alive. She got backache. I was a little, I didn't know. She told me to rub her back. She got backache and I didn't see blood. So I told him, I said, Mom, you just fake, you're not hurt. And I just ran away. You see how bad I was, a little innocent. So I denied to marry proposal. I choose my own, which is my divine Father. Agree with me to marry this man so I can give birth to my 4 children. I have 2 boys and 2 girls. So he's the father of my 4 children. He helped me raise them successfully. All my children are really, really good, and they are extremely smart. All 4 of them very smart in different ways. They love me. They love their dad. But to some point, my divine Father say, you're done with your part. fertilize and multiply. You got 4 children. So my first marriage torn apart. Well, actually, it have issue that caused my first husband or my accident. But I always very careful do things. So by the time I got the first marriage divorce, no more marriage. I don't need man in my life. I can take care of my life. You see, now I give you my personal life. So you know that learn from where I come from. Because I denied the first 2 officers. See, my father predestined me to marry a soldier. That's why the devil get me. To get 2 officers to my dad. Proposed marry me. You see that? But because General Austin Scott Miller saw as a predestined as a soldier, as my spouse. So my father keep me in check. No, you're not marry those 2. But I was just innocent. I didn't see my dad home. I love my father, the earthly father. But he's never home. You see how all this works? So I had to deny those 2 soldiers, 2 officers, and wait for Austin Scott Miller at the U.S. Army 4-star general, top commander of United Forces and NATO in Afghanistan. You see how God will get his way. So you need to really careful. When people pray, the prayer get answer. Unless you ask for the wrong thing. But the Almighty will give you answer to your prayer different than what you ask. You have to listen. Now here come back to the discernment. You have to live your life correctly under creation law. For your discernment activated so you know where to choose, how the Almighty answered to your prayer. Other day, recently, hurricane hit the Florida, like what, two or three days before that. I saw on the news, it was Cat 3, and it was telling me, broadcast that gonna be 4 when hit the land. In my head I say, and 4 gonna kill everybody. So I asked my Divine Father, I say, Father, can you allow me to move the hurricane away to the sea instead of hit the land? My Father say, no. Let it happen for a reason. They need to suffer. That's what my Divine Father asked me. Not to move. See, my divinity have the authority, have the power to move that whole hurricane to the sea, not to hit Florida. But my Father say no. When he said no, I couldn't do it. No. With earthly, I see with my eyes. I saw people die. I saw people lost. I saw people suffer. So I asked for them. The Master of the Universe, my Divine Father, said no. Because of what happened, they have to suffer. Suffer is the method of pay for damage that you done wrong throughout your life. Oh, you inherited from your ancestor, your parent, your grandparent. Oh, you are the victim of the federal government operating on fraud and lying, and you are a victim. So when you are a victim, in the case of hurricane here, Florida here, or all the situation, you gain good deed that will benefit your soul. In another word, you suffer, you're innocent and you suffer. You pay damage for all the people. So you earn benefit. I don't know what else I can bring here because right now my father did not give them to me. Maybe the video too long. So I just want to give you what I just said. But I want you to understand here. The real top commander of Afghanistan, the 4-star general, Austin Scott Miller, still not back in America. I don't know exactly when he come in. He with my airplane. He has custody of my airplane for almost 2 years. And we have an issue with the pilot before, but now we had a pilot. So he has a pilot. But he gonna bring in some Sudanese authority because they gonna come in to meet me because the American embassy in Khartoum and Washington leader done so much damage to country of Sudan. I cannot tell you exactly what they did here. It's gonna be too long, but you will hear from me. I think it's already on my video somewhere. So the Almighty ordered the United States federal government to pay damage to country of Sudan $100 billion. Again, $100 billion that the United States federal government and the taxpayer have to pay damage to country of Sudan. The another one is CNN, that the prophet called them news house, and the Christiane Amanpour. They're good, CNN. And Christians are very good, honest women and journalists. So don't give them anything bad. I'm here, I tell you the truth. That to CNN and Christiane, you have the option, the chance, that's supposed to be, to appeal the Master of the Universe, my Divine Father, termination of your assignment. You, Christiane, you can appeal it. You and CNN can appeal it. He only gave you one condition, that have to do things his way, not our way. Because I already told you, I told the same thing to U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. the Almighty God come in and mess up everything you do because He wants you to do things His way. He messed up my life. You know how long I fight when I knew that I being called back? I did not know I divided yet. For between 5 to 6 years, He took me out from work. I make over $100,000 a year. It was over 30 years ago. So I have to leave work. And every time He tell me something, oh, you need to go fight for freedom of religion, I say, no, I'm not going to do that. The Pope, the Bishop, do them. They're not doing them. I'm not going to do that. I don't even know the Bible. I fight back to Messiah, Jesus, all the time. It doesn't, He say, oh, you need to bring freedom of, have the Vietnamese government and U.S. agreement end of embargo that have to contain freedom of religion in Vietnam. That's the term that he used back there. But it's different than what it is now. And I say, I don't like politics. I don't want to associate with politicians. I don't even know any government official in Vietnam. I'm not going to do that. When he say about freedom of religion, I say, why don't you have the priest? Have the nun to do that. And he tell me, I don't want a priest. I don't want a nun. I want you. I don't have the answer. First 5 to 6 years, I don't have any illness. But my physical body in a lot of pain. Really pain. A lot of time I have to twist my body to ease my physical pain. To the point I have to let work. I can't work. So I left work. I don't have anything to do, so I say, I don't have anything to do. So I do that. You see how he forced me? So you don't even try to do your way, and you will success. He can let you fail for you do your way. And if you understand that, come back early, you have a chance to success. But if too late, you didn't get anything done on earth. There's a lot of different ways you can live your life on earth. 1/3 of human race go to hell under the devil control. 2/3 will have eternal life in heaven. But the point here, how you do to get your soul while you're still on earth in your physical body, you're already in heaven. You see that the heaven or hell and human, we live in the same airspace. We share the airspace. The only difference is that there is invisible veil between human still in physical body and the light people. So, because the evil power alone, they cannot do anything. They have to use soul, through the soul spell, to hurt you. That's the only one the difference. You don't see. If there's some of you, spiritual eye active, you see things with your spiritual eye. It's also called third eye. What you see is not exactly what it was. They are symbol. I've been answer to a lot of questions on Quora. There's a lot of people there, third eye active. But what I saw, all I saw was a bad thing. Because the deadliest are mass. And I give them answer, they come and fight with me. They was telling me that there is a twin flame chase is other. I have no idea. There's no twin flame built to human soul. You see how the devil gave them. That become a cult relation. And to the point, I don't want to answer to you anymore. I already answered you this question. You come in and look at it. But from time to time, I still answer. I answer like, I think 2,500 questions within like 2 years, not even 2 years. Because my answer are correct. I only answer when something deal with the power. Because of the Messiah came, as Jesus said, I tell you, thing on earth, you don't believe in me. If I tell you thing in heaven, you're not going to believe in me. Thing in heaven, heaven symbolic of the power level operate. So now I'm here, I have to explain that. So I will end right here, and I will speak to you in another time. Thank you. Goodbye.